just a mixture of emotions because we walk off the field with a loss, but I don't know if I've ever been more proud of a team. So it's certainly a mixed bag there. Obviously, it was a tale of two halves. We did not play the game we wanted to play in the first half. That's a little bit obvious. We had one first down and we had 14 total plays, and that wasn't all on the quarterback. We felt like we needed to make a change there at halftime. We did. Spencer did a great job, came in and provided some spark. But not only that, we played, we only gave up 6 points in the second half, which gave us a chance to win. But as I just told the team, we needed one more play, and unfortunately we dug too big of a hole there in the first half. We dug a 14-point deficit. So, listen, when I took this job on my first day, I told everybody that we weren't going to lack passion and we weren't going to lack fight and we weren't going to be boring to watch. And I've never seen a group in there fight harder, be more passionate. And certainly that was an exciting second half of football. I wish that we would have duplicated it for two halves. But at halftime, we said, hey, we're going to find out a lot about ourselves and how we're going to respond and, what kind of fight we are, because that's what we've been talking about for these last 5 games in 6 weeks. So, as I just told the group, I have been extremely proud of the way that everybody in the locker room has handled the situation in the last 6 weeks and the last 5 games. And I didn't think I could be any prouder, but I was as proud as I've ever been walking off the field today because that was just an unbelievable fight to the finish, and we were just one play short. So with that said, I'll take some questions.
After watching both of them play, in hindsight, how do you look at your decision to start Jake over Spencer?
Yeah, listen, I think Jake's first half comes down to a couple of plays. One, he completes that third down ball to Cedric for a big play, and we're gonna have really good field position, and he gets called back for holding, and that was a huge swing because we got sacked on the next play. So you guys can look it up. But that's like a 40-yard plus swing in the game, and that might change the whole entire half for Jake. And then he had another great throw to MVS, and listen, MVS had a phenomenal game, but MVS drops that over ball that's kind of on the run, and so. You take those 2 plays, and if we don't get a holding call, which was suspect, and then if we complete that ball, we might be talking, having a different conversation. I just felt like, and the offensive coaches felt like, we just needed a spark in the second half, and that's why we made that decision. I'm certainly not down on Jake. Listen, we only had 14 plays. They controlled the clock, they controlled the ball, they did all the things that we didn't want them to do coming into this game, and so, like I said earlier, it's not all on Jake.
But what makes you think that a spark was needed besides Jake, and you only have 14 plays in the first half?
Well, we had one first down and we had 0 points. So it just, we were kind of reaching there for something, and sometimes a fresh face in there. I've said this before. Jake and Spencer are very similar players. Just we need a little. I thought there was a couple plays. Although Jake had some positives. I thought we held the ball a little too long a couple times. Took a couple sacks. It wasn't all on him. It was some of the protection as well. So those are the reasons. Sometimes when you're in one of these games and you're just stale, you're looking for a spark, and we just felt like a change of scenery, a change at the position was the way to go.
How do you think the guys responded when it was Spencer went in?
Yeah, as I said at halftime to the offense, we just need the first score to get a little momentum going. Sometimes there's a snowball effect, and so I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had one first down in the first half. We had 16 first downs in the second half. Like I said, a tale of two halves. So it's just really we needed that initial scoring drive to get a little confidence. When there's a big fat 0 up on there for a while, there's not a lot of confidence going on. And then so once you get that first score, everybody starts feeling like a little bit like on the sideline, like, yeah, we can do it. So that's kind of where we were.
The plan was always to go for 2.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was predetermined before the game. I just felt like the way the game played out. AK had gone out. He was out for the game. MVS got banged up. We started to lose more offensive weapons. You guys felt the momentum shift there at the end. Listen, I don't regret it whatsoever. I don't think the players regret it. They're all in favor of it. And so I just thought it was the right thing. We managed the clock very well there at the end. I thought Kendra, Miller ran the ball really well there in the 2 minute, except for maybe the one play which we didn't block great. We completed that ball to Foster. We got the ball clocked. We got the touchdown. We left no time on the clock for Washington and Jaden Daniels. That was the plan. And I just felt, we talked during the drive if we liked our 2-point plays and all that. So when we scored, there was no doubt in my mind we were going to go for 2 and go for the win.
What do you learn about Spencer in a situation like that?
Well, it's the same thing that Spencer's been, and part of the reason we drafted him is, Spencer's not the tallest, not the strongest arm, not the most athletic guy, but he is a outstanding, he's a gamer. He's a classic gamer. That's what you put his college film on, that's what he was. He was a gamer, and he just has that natural, leadership ability. He's got some playmaking ability. I know in the 3 games he started, there were some bumps in the road there. He's a rookie, like any rookie. And so I think he learned from that experience. And so it tells me a lot about his character. It tells me a lot about his heart. The guy didn't flinch. He was excited at halftime to go in the game. He took on a leadership position. He never felt like one time in there that he didn't belong. And so all those things, I'm very, very proud of Spencer. Just told him the same thing.
How did you think the defense handled Jaden?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when I signed up for 20 points before the game, yes. If you told me coming in they were going to have 20, I'm going to tell you we're going to win. And so he made some plays. That's what he does. That's why he won the Heisman Trophy. That's why he was drafted where he was drafted. And that's why he's having the season he's having. He's a phenomenal player. And, we knew we had to kind of contain him a little bit. But he made some huge plays, 2 particular huge scrambles. He had the 4th down run for them where he jumped over the top, took a couple more minutes off the clock. He had some great throws. I mean, that's what he's doing. But, I'd be lying to you if I told you before the game, if you told me, hey, defensively we're going to give up 20 and then we're going to give up 6 points in the second half, would have signed up for that before. So I think overall, a solid performance by the defense. And, but Jaden Daniels, again, he's going to make those plays. You got to hope to contain some of them, and he made a few on us in crucial moments.
Yeah, I imagine it's even harder for Spencer Rattler to come in a game like that without having appeared in a game since week 8 or taken any first-team reps. What do you think it is that allowed him to get so comfortable so quickly? His preparation.
I think that he came into this game knowing that we did give him some reps during the week. He had the whole menu of plays, and a lot of times, once we decided that Jake was the starter, Spencer prepared himself like he was going to be. You never ever see, never a bad attitude, never never sulking, anything like that. This guy's a pro at a very young age. He's been through a lot. Obviously, transferred around in college, and he's been in a lot of systems. And it's a credit to him. He's a resilient person, and that showed today. So again, ultra proud of him.
And is there anything he was going to obviously the team was also struggling to run the ball at all in the first half, had a lot more success in the second half. Was there an adjustment made, just any improved performance, anything?
Well, I mean, listen, we only had 14 plays, and it's hard to grade the body of work in the first half because we had some penalties mixed in there. We had some negative plays mixed in. We got behind the chains. We had third and seemed like third and double sticks a lot of times, and so it's hard to get any. We just got no momentum going there, and so that's kind of where we were in the first half. So,
Darren, at the end of the third quarter, what was the discussion with the officials? The field goal getting missed, and then
it got totally mismanaged. So. They had the diving catch. I didn't agree with it at all with the way it was done. So we had the diving catch, and I wasn't sure. I had the challenge flag in my hand, and I was talking to the sideline official, and I'm looking at the clock, and we're discussing it on the headset about, hey, the quarter's going to end here. They're going to take the quarter. And I got the challenge flag in my hand. I'm trying to figure out and communicate with up top whether or not we're going to challenge the catch or not. And I'm talking to the official, and I'm saying to him, hey, I might challenge this. Hey, the quarter's over, the quarter's over, the quarter's over, the quarter's over, the quarter's over. For about 4 or 5 seconds, they let the play go. He misses the field goal. So whoever's in charge of shutting the play down, they obviously let the play go on. And so the explanation I got is it's a replay assist situation. The play shouldn't have been run because the clocks were at 0. The clocks were at 0. The clocks were definitely at 0. The quarter was over, but the officials missed that, and that's why the play was allowed to go on. That's where my gripe is. The play should not have been allowed to go on. They gave the field goal kicker basically a freebie. They gave him the miss hit. And so I've been coaching kickers for 30 years. You give a guy a warm-up shot, he's got a pretty good shot of making the second one. The success rate goes through the roof when your guy gets a second chance. So that's where my gripe was, is that it was a game management from the officials, operations. I'll let the league handle it, but I hope that everybody else gets held accountable in this league. I hope that the people that mismanaged that get held accountable too, because it was completely mishandled.
You obviously disagreed with the call against Peyton Turner as well. Did you ever get another look at the replay?
What made you think I did disagree with that?
They caught that on camera.
Yeah, I disagreed. You guys saw the play, so yeah, I'm skating on thin ice as it is. So I'm gonna bite my tongue, but I disagree with the call. Yeah, but it's a shame that 7 points in the game, because it was a 1-point game. So it's a shame that 7 points in the game come down to a penalty on a field goal block and a quarter that was over, and they let the play go. That's just a shame. So that's not a criticism. It's a shame.
What was the penalty that they called?
The explanation that I got is that Peyton Turner crossed over the long snapper and his back leg brushed the head of the long snapper. That's the explanation that I got. So, the long snapper is a defenseless player. There's no doubt about that. If anybody is in favor of that, it's me as a special teams background guy. But they said that they showed the replay briefly. I'm going to have to go watch it. I'll come up with an opinion for myself. But that's on the replay that I saw. That's not really what I saw. So.
Darren, just so that we know, with the quarter ending after that missed field goal, were you still able to challenge that play if you wanted to, the catch beforehand, or with the clock breaker you no longer allowed to challenge?
No, since that field goal was technically a no play, then I would have been able to challenge it. We saw multiple views, and the feeling I got from the guys that are in charge of that up top is that there was no clear view that was not a catch. So I saw the play on the big board. I didn't really see a great angle, but there was multiple angles, and our guys that handled the game management stuff and the replay stuff felt like there wasn't enough to overturn that. So.
Derek asked about the protocol.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into Derek. Derek's still on the injury list. He obviously was inactive today. He's still out right now, so I'm not going to, he's going to be listed still with the same injuries. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all the details on that. So he didn't have a practice. But that's it.
What was the instant review on the 2-point conversion play, the decision to go with that play call, how close it came, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I mean, every game you have a couple of a few 2-point plays up on the menu. I just felt like the Clint and the offensive staff felt like that was our best call. Listen, didn't work out. It is what it is. So, phenomenal drive getting down there and phenomenal drive getting us in a position to win the game, but unfortunately we didn't execute that last one.
And by rolling him out on a touchdown catch?
I'm sorry?
Did Al get hurt on the touchdown catch?
I think that's where he initially kind of felt something. That's what it sounds like from our medical staff. I'll get more information. He's going to get some imaging done and stuff, so I'll have more on that later.
On that 2-point attempt, by rolling Spencer out, is that kind of trying to play to his strengths in a situation like that?
I think it was more. Matt was more the play call that we liked. Spencer can obviously does a great job with the drop back stuff too. But in that specific situation, we felt like we knew the defense we were going to get. Felt like that was our best play call.
I'm not sure if we got a Kool-Aid and McKinstry updates, and it happened late in the game.
Yeah, all I know is if we had gone back in on defense, I was told that he would have went back in the game. I don't know all the details of it either, but I was told during the game on the sideline that he. I was just told. I was told he was going to go back in the game.
It was a stinger, Riz.
Thank you, stinger.
Darren, how much was the decision at the end to go for it based on just feel and momentum, and how much was based on you all were going to do that maybe before the game?
Yeah, Jeff, I really think two major factors. One, the momentum. We had gained all the momentum back. I felt like if we kick the extra point and we go to overtime, now who knows who gets the ball? Jaden Daniels is a phenomenal player. Kool-Aid had gotten banged up. AK had gotten banged up. MVS had gotten banged up, and I'm just kind of looking and saying, this is our chance to win the game. And so it was probably number one, a momentum thing, and then probably number two, more of a personnel where we were in the game. And if you told me at halftime that, hey, the last play of the game, you're going to be throwing the ball to win the game, and so, with the way the first half went, so I just felt like at that point, listen, I know there's the old adage about, go kick the extra point at home and go for 2 on the road and all that. We would have went for 2 in the Rams game too, just the way the games played out. Now, if we had been scoring and the score was 45-45, it might have been or 45-44, we kicked the extra point, maybe a different scenario. But just with where we were, I just felt like it was the right call. I don't regret it.
When you took the job, that you were going to be aggressive, that's the way you are naturally. I mean, does that feed into the same mentality you want to show your players?
I think so. I don't think there's a guy in the locker room that regrets that we went for 2. There's not one guy in there that didn't want to do that. The whole sideline, believe me, there was plenty of opinions. I got to make the final decision, but at the same time, I don't think there's zero. I have zero regret. I don't think the players do either. We were in a position the last play to win it. We got 1 play from the 2-yard line to go win the game. And with all that momentum, I just thought it was the right call. So.
Darren, you spoke last week about sort of the clean slate for guys like Kendre Miller.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, he's had nice days. What have you seen from him?
I'm extremely proud of Kendre. I'm really proud of Kendre because of the way he's handled the last couple of weeks. He's kind of just tried to block out all the outside noise and work hard, work on the things that he needs to work on, ball security and pass protection and the mental. He did have 1 mental in the game earlier in the game. I kind of got on him because we had to burn a timeout because we were in the wrong formation. But listen, his whole thing, Kendre's whole thing is if he can stay healthy and if he can be consistent with the week-to-week game plan, you see the player that he showed the last 2 weeks what he's capable of. And I still think there's just so much football out there for that guy. And so, he's a guy I'm rooting for because I just think he's got a brilliant career ahead of him if he can take care of those 2 things. Yeah, I don't know. We got the extra day. Let's kind of see. Let's see where Derek is. Hopefully, an extra day helps his hand. Maybe heal a little bit more, and we'll kind of see if he's got function and that kind of stuff. But we'll reevaluate that. I mean, certainly Spencer just came off a really good second half here, so we'll certainly take that into account. But I don't want to make any proclamations yet. We got the extra day off, and we'll kind of see where everybody's at. So,
Anything else for Coach?
appreciate it, guys. Thank you.